What's up guys, I'm here with my son Gabriel, and we wanted to know if you ever wonder if a coding bootcamp is right for you or not. I'm going to walk you guys through 5 questions you should ask yourself before joining a coding bootcamp. And I'm going to give you advice that I will give my son Gabriel. You might not know that I was a student, a teaching assistant, a tutor, and an instructor at a coding bootcamp. Okay guys, I'm back. The baby needed a nap. Now I'm ready to get going. Question number 1. Do you already like to code? The reason why this is important is because you're going to spend a lot of time and money, and you have to make sure that this is something you really like. So if you're thinking, I don't really know if I like to code, well, what I'll recommend is you need to go to Free Code Camp and try to get at least the first 4 basic projects completed. And this at least will give you a taste of what this is like, because you don't want to be committed to something that you don't like and you're going to be spending at least 10 hours of class plus 20 hours of your time, total 30 hours every single week for the next 6 months. Complete the 4 projects from Free Code Camp. This is going to tell you whether or not this is something you really like. And not only that, this is also going to give you a good starting point for when you start the coding bootcamp. You can be at least a little bit ahead of the game. Question number 2. Do you have the time, or will this be important enough for you to make the time? The pace of the program is extremely fast because of the amount of the information that you need to learn within a short amount of time. In order to get the most out of the bootcamp, this is going to have to become a second full-time job for you. If you own a part-time program like I was, you can expect at least 10 hours a week of class and 20 hours of your personal time working on homework, research, and practices just on your own. And that's 30 hours a week for a period of 6 months. That is a full-time job in addition to your full-time job. When I say 20 hours a week of your own time practicing, I really mean this, because as an instructor of a bootcamp, I can really tell the exact students that are not spending that 20 hours a week, they are just falling behind. Question number 3, are you built for the struggle? So what I mean by that is what you're going to learn is probably so different than anything you've learned before. So it's going to be very hard and extremely challenging. In order to get the most out of the bootcamp, this is going to have to become a second full-time job for you. You're going to feel dumb and you're going to feel like you're the only one in the class not getting it. But trust me, everybody in the class is feeling that way. You have so much to learn in a short period of time. You're going to feel like they're moving on from one subject to another one before you even get it. You have to be committed to pushing through the struggle, and you have to make sure that you're also in a good emotional space to be able to do that. Question number 4. Do you expect to be a pro coder after the coding bootcamp? This is important because the coding bootcamp will teach you everything you need to know in order for you to be entry-level job ready. So you will need to continue learning and hone your skills after the coding bootcamp. Eventually, to move up in your career, you will need to specialize, and that could be in the front end or the back end. So this is why it is extremely important for you to continue learning after the coding bootcamp. Question number 5. Are the people closest to you willing to support you? In order to be successful in the coding bootcamp and make it worth your time and money, you're going to have to put a lot of things in your personal life aside. Maybe there are things in your personal life that you can't put aside, like such as being a parent. Well, you'll have to have a conversation with your significant other to really see how they can support you through this. Just so you know how serious I am about the time commitment, I had to quit my job at one point during the coding bootcamp. My wife and I, we had a conversation about this, and she was willing to support me through this because she knows how important this was for our future. Thank you for tuning in. If you consider joining a coding bootcamp, I hope this will help you make a decision. What do you guys think? Was this helpful? Is there any other advice I can give you about whether or not you should join a coding bootcamp? Leave them in the comment below. This guy will not be joining a coding bootcamp because he has to take so many naps. You just farted, Gabriel. What's up, buddy? Yeah? Question number 1. Do you... God. I forgot that one time. Can you flip that?